Hello and welcome to the Virtually Redundant podcast. I have lost count of the number of podcast episodes we have, but I'm joined today by Daniel and Connor. How has your week been, lads?
I was sitting down watching Alvin and the Chipmunks. My daughter was watching it, but I was watching it, and 10 minutes into it, I was like, "Oh, what are the names again? Theodore, Simon, and I couldn't think of the third name for like a good 10 minutes. Just sitting there going, "What are the name?" And there I am watching Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks. You know what I mean? Good times, man.
You were more invested than she was, so.
Yeah, I knew Theodore and Simon. I was just like, "What's the third? Wow, what's the third name? Oh my god, Alvin and the Chipmunks. What's the third name? I don't know."
I know it reminds me when I was a child, there was a party at a house. All the kids were gathered around to watch Toy Story 1, and the kids were not that fussed. And my dad was sat there. He was like, "Shut up, will you? The good part's coming up." Yeah, he was more invested.
So I'm a bit disappointed because like a TV show I watched got cancelled. Has any of you watched Lockwood and Co?
Oh, that's a Netflix one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
How did you not see that coming?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How did I know? It's a good fucking show. Fuck you, Connor.
As soon as the big Eden logo comes up, you should be like, "Ah, yeah, this is cancel fodder here."
What's it with Lock, Stock, and what? What was it called?
And Two Smoking Barrels, they cancelled it. It's been cancelled for decades now. It's Lockwood.
No,
and
what
Co.
was it?
Lockwood and Co.
Lockwood and Co. What's it, like a company or something?
Yeah, like it's based on going to be basically it's about like ghost hunting and stuff like that. Basically, like ghosts that are appearing 20, 30 years ago, and if you touch you die, and it caused a massive epidemic around the world. And there's people able to kind of fight the ghosts and stuff like that. And it's a big mystery about why the ghosts have come back and stuff. But yeah, they cancelled it, and the books were really good. My wife listened to them on Audible, and she like spoiled everything about them already for me. But I wanted to watch it. I wanted to see season 2 and maybe a season 3. But fuck Netflix.
Well, it's the kids, isn't it? Detectives.
Yeah. The kids, basically the kids can only kids can kind of fight the ghost kind of thing. It's a young adult. It's a young adult genre. Hunger Games.
Oh, it's like Twilight and stuff. You like that type?
No, there's no Twilight.
Well,
I don't think there's a
you know what I mean.
Twilight.
Well, no, it's not. Well, no, I'm just mean like it's like teenage, 90210, you're like Sweet Valley High, that type of stuff.
No,
I think it means more like, isn't there another show on Netflix, Shadow and Bone? That's like, would that be similar? It's kind of sort of fantasy, that kind of demographic.
Yeah, that's they made a season 2 of that, but I did watch season 1, but I just couldn't get back into it. There's some TV shows that I like this first season, but when season 2 finally gets around, I just lose interest.
Darren prefers the teenage. He prefers the what's it, the Hardy Boys or whatever they're called.
I think it's because it's not been cancelled yet, so he's not interested.
Yeah, exactly.
There was another show I started watching, and I'm an idiot because Daniel never told me, but I started watching that Resident Evil show on Netflix, right? And I was like, Daniel, this show is actually quite good. I don't know why the people are so angry about this. And when I finished it, I fucking looked it up online, and it was cancelled. I'm like, Daniel, when you I told you I was watching this show. You should have told me it was cancelled already.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't know you were going to watch it. The one that I like is Welcome to Raccoon City, the movie, the Resident Evil movie. I thought that was a good movie done.
So I watched the completely wrong thing. Well,
yeah. No, I'm talking about the one. Well, maybe I was talking about like I never seen the TV series on Netflix. I watched the movie.
Oh my god!
You were talking about it like a week or two ago.
I don't know, man. I don't even know what I was talking about yesterday.
Oh my god! You're wasting so many hours of my life.
But yeah, Raccoon City. Welcome to Raccoon City. Watch that one. I thought that was good.
Speaking of wasting so many hours of your life, we'll be right back.
What about my question of the week?
Yeah, what did Connor do?
Oh, what did you do, Connor? So let me tell you a story. You're on the way, and you got your kids, right? And then they're like, "I want McDonald's," and you're like, "No, you can't get McDonald's," and they're begging for McDonald's, and you're like, "No McDonald's. We're not doing McDonald's. That's the end of it." And then later that day, you're at McDonald's, and damn, I'm a good parent. No, but what I wanted to kind of chat about is there anything that people would say to you, like before they're a parent, that you're just you smile and nod, and you go home and you have a good laugh with your wife about how naive people are?
Yeah, all the time. But I'd just like to stay for the record. I don't go to McDonald's every day. Whatever you do, you like. But
No,
yeah.
No, I'm
like
just
I
my
know where
daughter.
Darren's coming from. Like there's parents out there that'd be like, "Oh, I'm never bringing my kids. They're not going to eat fast food at all. Like never, ever, 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 ever." You're just looking at them going, "No, no, no. They're going to be eating once a month." Obviously, that goes out the window very quickly. You have this premonition. Yep, not premonition, but you have this kind of idea in your head before you become a parent, going, "I'm going to do all this stuff. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be like all that." It's like, no, never works out that way.
Yeah, and besides, my daughter can't really talk. She can't really ask for it, so it was just a story. But yeah, it was basically to show you have this kind of thought before you have kids that you're going to be like, I don't know. Some people have different things. They're like, oh, we're going to be strict with our kids and make sure that they follow a certain path, or they're going to like, oh, I'm going to be best friends with your kid or anything like that. Like for me, it was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to get all these like puzzles and all these fun things and stuff like that. And my daughter's like, I consider myself an introvert, and big shocker there for those who know me. But yeah, my daughter's like a complete extrovert. She honestly runs up to people in shopping centers and shopping malls and stuff like that, and just harasses them. And then I'm having to be like talking to strangers and be like, I'm so sorry that my daughter pinched your bum. Like, it's like, why?
Oh God, man. Yeah, I would. I'm pretty sure that your daughter's running up, going, "Please save me from this asshole. He doesn't take me away."
I suppose I have one. So there was this advertisement on French television in the late 2000s, and it goes, if anyone's seen it, look it up on YouTube. Just look up Je vais le bonbon. But essentially, it's this kid, has an absolute fit in a supermarket, starts throwing sweets on the ground, and in the end, it pops up and goes, condoms. Anyway, little side note. But you have those parents who go, especially if you're out in public and the child has a temper tantrum or whatever, and then it's like, oh, that's not going to be my child, and you're just going to,
Yeah.
that's what you think.
Initially, the way you're mortified, like you usually go, "Oh no, I'm mortified." I'm at the point there, if that ever happened, I'm just sitting there, just mellow, just like, "Oh, this is actually relaxing," just standing here, just not having to move around for a few minutes.
You turn into a fucking Buddhist monk, you do.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, stop your kids robbing the shop. No, they're just expressing themselves,
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a line we could draw between like a kid complaining and
Like smashing up the place, like
smashing
they're
up the
not
place and stealing, like committing, like becoming criminals. Yeah, I definitely think there's a nice fine line somewhere out there that we can draw. But yeah, I think it's that kind of. I don't think it's going to be my kids, and it's just like I'm not being mean, but it's just totally ignorant when people are like, "Oh, my child is going to be the X, Y, Z," and it's like your child is going to be pinching people's bottoms in the shop. Shut the fuck up.
So do you know if you're lucky enough to have a child that sleeps for a decent amount of time,
Yeah.
you almost feel like guilty, like you can't say that to any other parents.
Don't.
They might murder you, like.
I don't mind it myself. It's when people kind of say it in a smug way. So I don't mind someone going,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm so lucky." It's like, "Oh, like, that's really lucky." But if you go, "Oh no, my child sleeps all night," I go, "Does he fucking sleep all night? Does he? Is that fucking right? Is it?"
My child sleeps all night because I give him chamomile tea before bed. He was like, "Oh, do you know?"
Oh.
I've heard of things like that where it's like, oh, they sleep all night, but they sleep in the same room with me, and my husband sleeps downstairs on the couch or on the floor or something. It's like, that doesn't sound right.
You just have to try to take away a grain of salt. Like, just like, "Oh, do you sleep all night?" It's like, probably because you're bored him to death. Now, fuck off.
I'm going to use that next time someone says, "Oh no, my children sleep all night, so I don't have that issue." And it's like, you fucking bored of it, don't you? Yeah, I agree. Oh, like I'm going on holiday soon, right? And me and my wife are just basically we're preparing everything under the sun just to keep our child occupied on the flight. And we were mentioning that to someone, and they were like, "Oh, we went on a 10-hour flight, and our child just sat." And I'm just like,
Bollocks.
"Fuck you."
Even if you're one of those people who looks up parenting blogs, the majority of them will say, hand them a fucking iPad, hand them a bag of sweets, and just say, fuck it.
Yep.
Hand them Grand Theft Auto on the iPad. Just
They too can give out about the poor quality of the port,
your child becomes a critic. Yeah, but I agree. Like you just want to keep them busy because everyone else is on the plane. Like it's just, but no, there's some parents who are just like, oh no, my child is an angel. It's like, well, fuck you. Right? I don't care about your child. That's not my child. It's just it aggravates me when you say, oh, my child does X, and they seem to have either two answers to that, which is fine. Like, to say your child does that, it's like, okay, here's a fucking gold medal. Hey everybody, this person's child doesn't do X. Yay! You're the best parent on the planet. Or they say on the other side of the thing is like, oh, this is a foolproof way to like solve that problem. And it's like, is it fuck right? No, it doesn't. It solves a problem maybe for your child, but not my child. Like, obviously offer advice. Have you tried F? And the parents that sometimes I chat to, they sometimes just go like, oh no, this does work. And then if it doesn't work, it's like, oh, you're doing it wrong. It's like, I'm not fucking doing it wrong.
No, I must admit, the iPad has come out on a flight last year. And, we'd be flying over the Alps and be like, look at the Alps, look at the mountains. The first time ever in a big plane. We're like, wow, isn't that amazing? He's kind of there. Yeah, it's great. And he goes back to Paw Patrol.
it's like, I don't care, Dad. Peppa Pig just called Susie Sheep a and this is a vested story I need to watch.
What's your thoughts on children and when they should be introduced to video games?
I think whenever, obviously non-violent games, but 3 or 4, like you can perfectly understand Mario and Bond and stuff like that. I think there's no issue with that. What did it say? What are the age requirements on this Nintendo? That's my question. Back at you. If it's 3, then it's 3.
It used to be 3. I think they've changed it since. But I think for me, again, it goes back to that argument. Depends on the individual kid and when they're ready.
Yeah, no, granted, what they see is one thing, and then if they're ready, obviously someone more mature, someone will be more hard done by and addicted to, and you don't want that. So, first of all, in moderation, and second of all, it depends on the kid, like you said, and obviously no R-rated games, again, GTA on the iPad for a 5-year-old, not really going to go down well.
I mean, I think there was a time when age rating wasn't a thing, wasn't it? In America, I think they created the rating organization for games or something like that. Was it for the game Night Trap?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember hearing that. Hearing that.
Or no, was it for Mortal Kombat?
No, it's one of those. Yeah, but I thought it was Night Trap as well.
I thought it was Night Trap. Yeah,
it was a hearing from the in Congress and stuff, and they were saying, "Oh, this game, that was messed up." When you go back to Night Trap now, you're like, "What is this PG shit?"
Yeah, it would be rated PG now. You're like, "What is this PG? What am I watching?"
Don't forget. Movies what's that movie? The Exorcist is 18, but I'm pretty sure now it's if you look at it, it's probably 12 rated because nothing really happens in it.
Oh, you're gonna piss off a lot of people there. People are like, dear dickhead, I'll have you know, The Exorcist is a masterpiece.
No, I'm not saying it's not a masterpiece. I'm saying the rating is probably much if you.
This should be 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds. What is this?
Yeah. Maybe it is still 18. I don't fucking know anymore. What do I know?
It probably depends on the country, if it's Australia or somewhere.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm definitely looking forward to is actually being able to take my daughter to the cinema. I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to that. Guaranteed the first time. She's already been to the cinema before, but it's part of the baby club thingies. But they're just sitting there but my biggest worry is I'll take her there the first time. I'll be like, yeah, we're gonna watch this movie. It's gonna be awesome, and she's just gonna be a total nightmare.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's what they're like. I don't expect anything else.
That's why you bring in your smuggled stash of sweets and stuff to roll out,
and an iPad as well, just in case.
And after the 7 post-credit scene, they're like, "Daddy, please, I want to go home." And I'm like, "No, there's 12.
There's 12 more post-credit scenes you have to watch after this."
We don't watch the movie for the movie; we watch it for the post-credits.
Oh, I can't do. I can't really do movies anymore. My child has kind of ruined my attention span.
Yeah, no, I think it was it the Snyder Cut? The way they released 3 hours of it, or 4 hours, and they split it into 2. Well, it took me 3 weeks watching 15 minutes at a time. That
is one thing that for anyone who's becoming a parent, this is my best Diana put it perfectly. The best thing I can give you is if you watch if you want to watch a 15-minute YouTube video, it might take 2 days to watch it or something like that. You watch it 3 minutes here and then another 3 minutes there, and maybe if if you're like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom, you're like, why have you been in the bathroom for 15 minutes? It's like, I'm watching my YouTube.
Actually, I'll tell you a story. Actually, it was last week. Do you remember we talked about before the new series of Beavis and Butthead? And so we have Sky in here in Ireland and UK. So for our American listeners, Sky allows you to pause, rewind TV, record any show. So I recorded Beavis and Butthead new TV series, and Sky has this great thing where parental locks all like adult content. Well, my daughter like going to Netflix and she knows how, but I was in the kitchen doing something and I heard Beavis and Butthead and I turned around and she turned it on and there was no parental lock on it. She's like, I want to watch the funny men. And I was like, no, you're not watching that shite. Like, I don't know, fuck off.
No, this is a daddy show.
Yeah, I had to say that. I had to say it's an adult show. And then there's like so much on YouTube, like people doing Wednesday Addams, like kids content. And she's like, I want to watch Wednesday on Netflix. It's like, you're not watching Wednesday on Netflix. Stop it. She keeps seeing it. And it's like, no, you watch it and I'll sit there and watch it too. And it's like, no, you don't understand. She's only 4. You don't understand. You're not watching. She's like, no, you watch it. And then she will watch it behind me. It's like, that's not how anything works. What is this? I don't understand what logic she's coming from.
Is 12A still a thing? You know, like you can be under 12.
Yeah, 12A and 15A in Ireland. Yeah, you can accompany by an adult with a 12 movie and a 15-year-old movie.
But yeah, no, in Ireland, 12A and 15A are. I always found that a bit amusing because it's like, sure, you can go see whatever you want as long as you just take an adult with you. I think that's in America potentially. I think in America you can go see like certain older movies if you're accompanied by an adult, or at least in South Park movie, that's what they did.
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is.
Oh, you mean like when they screened Bad Santa for the first time and everyone thought it was a family Christmas kids film?
So they all took their kids, and nobody was questioning why this family was taking like 4 of their young kids to Bad Santa.
The biggest one I saw was actually Deadpool, which I'm surprised because that's rated 18. So and parents were coming out going ballistic at it. Kind of was like, what? How? First of all, how did they get in, the kids? And second of all, why are you shocked?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, people wouldn't get upset about 18 movies. Annoy me.
I do have a quick question for you, Daniel. So you mentioned about Beavis and Butthead and like how you didn't want to watch her. Was it due to the age-related content, or was it the fact that she hasn't seen the movie yet?
Oh well, no. Obviously, going along the story, she just won't understand it. So I'd rather her watch, the first movie in 1996, do America, and then do the universe, and then she can watch it. No, if I can cause it's the content, man. The amount of times in one episode they're talking about like getting their wang out, like, or their, it's unheard of,
Wait, like, would you, if your daughter was like, I want to watch Avengers? No, you got to watch Captain America first.
Yeah. No, definitely. When she's old enough, definitely I'm going to show her all. Like, she actually watched the first half of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. She liked that.
Oh, that's a good movie. I mean, that's definitely a good. That's
colorful
definitely a movie
as well. So she got like, yeah.
There's a second one. It's the second one now. Is any good?
It'll be out in a month or two. I think it is. Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse
in cinemas.
Yes, Connor, in cinemas.
We'll be right back. It's quiz time. So, Connor, last week, let's go.
So we had 2 films up last week. The first one, The Belgian Holiday, was in Bruges. And not with, what did you say? Colin Murphy? No, Colin Farrell. Jesus Christ. You got confused. And the fellow you were thinking of, Colin Meaney, he's not in it either. So I don't know what you were thinking of.
Who were you racist?
And the second one was Intermission, which of course Colin Farrell was also in. Now I think Colin Meaney might have been in that one.
He was in it.
But again, no Colin Murphy. So Intermission and In Bruges are answers from last week's quiz.
Both with Irish casting in it. I like it. Keep it close to home. Unlike Darren, who fucked off.
Wow. Way to stab me in the back.
Well, you're leaving, so where else am I going to stab you when you're turning away and running?
So we're not doing the quiz this week because we managed to finally get an email from one of our listeners. Dave has a question for us.
Okay.
So this is the question. Now that we are finally seeing decent TV shows and movies based on games, what game would each of you like to make the transition to screen, and who would you like to see cast in it?
I was going to say League of Legends, and then I forgot that you had Arcane.
Wow.
You raved about that like last year.
I did. I fucking loved it. Look, I can't remember what I said yesterday.
Right. What about EVE Online with the mad space battles or
There's
something?
a lot of cool politics in that, and I like it. I think a good a TV series based on it, based on what actually happens in the game, would be absolutely amazing.
Perhaps a group of alien races banding together, a federation of planets, if you will, that would get together and maybe have Patrick Stewart star in it.
Call it Goon Swarm the movie or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I will. Eve probably wouldn't be like really too interesting. Like fucking battles last 20 years. Like it doesn't end. Very slow driven.
What about a World of Warcraft movie?
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Hey,
God,
well,
what
no,
movie?
why didn't they ever bring a sequel to that? Where's my fucking sequel? I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
No, what? Which means shit. Fuck you. I thought it was good.
I think they spent too much money and didn't get enough back on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they took, it was 10 years too late. So the popularity had kind of started to dive off by the time they got it out the door.
Yeah, so what happened during the production was they made a shit movie and you got a shit movie.
Maybe they should release an expansion with pandas.
Yeah, probably fucking should, I can imagine that you go to see the movie and you come home, he's like, oh, did you get the expansion movie? You with extra 20 minutes of content? And then I'm thinking, wait, they actually already do that, don't they? Cut scenes and all. So yeah.
Yeah. That's what directors
already.
is.
I think they focused on the wrong storyline. They went with like main character stuff. They should really focus on the intrepid group of adventurers who wander into enemy territory to try and gank someone and then run away. That's what they should have done.
Why is our mage in a tank? Why?
What the fuck is this paladin building for? He's going pure healing. You're not a fucking healer, you idiot. What's wrong with you? Fucking okay, learn to play noob.
If they made a genuine World of Warcraft movie, that's exactly what it'd be like. It'd be like it would start in the city in Stormwind and look really cool, and someone walks out of a shop with nice shoes, and everyone would be just yelling at him, calling him fucking noob for buying those shoes, and how he's going to get pwned by the Horde or something like that. It's going to be fashion Nazis or something like that movie.
It's like do you remember the game, the MMO one, not the recent Exiles one, is it proper MMO, Age of Conan? I can't remember the fucking name.
They've, to be fair, they've renamed it a few times. So you on about the new one or the one from like 2008?
2008, yeah. Funcom made it. So that one was a gangfest at the end game. Like when you reach level 8, gangfest, like everyone was killing each other constantly. Like you couldn't go anywhere because can you imagine that as a movie? Like just Arnold Schwarzenegger comes out and just everyone's just killing each other constantly, respawning, coming back, beating the shit out of each other. I'd like to see that movie.
Gangfest at the end. It was a gangfest at the beginning. Do you remember the Underhaul?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the whole game was a gangfest. All right. On a serious note, I got a game that should be a movie, and it'd be a fucking brilliant movie. The original Prey.
Oh yeah, the original Prey was great.
The proper Prey, the real Prey, not the Prey in name only.
One where when you die, you go and you shoot some Native American spirits or something, and then you come back to life again, and the portals and all that cool stuff.
You shut your mouth, Connor, and have some respect for Prey 1.
I don't think
it's such a good game.
I don't think you shoot spirits, but it's like, that seems counterintuitive to the it's like, oh, he's a Native American and he dies. He's like, oh, to get back you just got to pwn your ancestors, just pwn them right now and you'll go back to life.
Show the spirits of your dead ancestors at their face of the aliens. Chuck it at them.
Who's the boss? Who's but I agree, the Prey movie definitely did. Like, yeah, not the fake Prey remake.
How do you say it though? How do it's not like Prey remake? So you have Prey and Prey remake. Is that what people say? Is that what
they literally called it the same thing? They literally called it the same thing.
Animals. That's what they are. Animals.
The Prey or Predator. Maybe they should make another one called Predator.
What about you, Darren? What would you like to see?
And it's probably the obvious answer. It is Grim Fandango. So if anyone hasn't played it, Grim Fandango is a great game about kind of like the afterlife, where essentially if you've kind of lived a good life, you get to take like a nice train to the ultimate end of the afterlife. So like a train that the journey can take like up to 4 years if you walk it. So if you lived a bad life, you have to walk like 4 years across like a dangerous landscape. And if you lived a kind of really good life, you get a train across to the ultimate destination. Nobody knows what's there, but it's a great movie. It's a great game, I should say. But I wish they really would make a movie about it because I don't know, just the art style of. If anyone's ever seen kind of like what are those two movies? The Book of Life, or
was
was
that?
it Coco? Coco, I think it is.
Yeah.
Those two movies, it basically be along the style of that, where it's kind of like the Day of the Dead themed Mexican.
I suppose second question: live action or animated, or what would you like to see?
Animated. I mean, please stop doing this live action. It just looks so weird sometimes. Like, oh my god. If you're Disney and you're listening to this podcast, please email us at virtuallyredundant@gmail.com. But stop making live action shit that just looks totally like weird. It's like uncanny valley territory.
We cast Tom Holland as Manny.
No, God, no, I wouldn't watch that.
Oh, there's like another one that is an obvious one, but I know it won't work. It would be Half-Life. I mean, the main character never talking is just hard to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you did a deadpan, maybe it's like, "What do you think, Gordon?" And then Gordon does respond. They go, "Okay, great plan, Gordon."
So that's why the aliens are specifically attacking us, Gordon. That's amazing, Gordon. That's critical information that everyone should know about.
Yeah, I mean, you could go full meme and do John Cena as
No, get
Gordon
out.
Freeman.
I hate you. I mean, what are you for? I mean, come on, man.
Wrestling drops the combine. You're like, "Yeah, get him, Gordon."
Slam dunk as everyone's just shooting him and he's on the ground dead. But Connor, what are you?
I think for me, probably the old adventure games like yourself would be The Longest Journey. So I don't know if many people have heard of it in this day and age. Quite popular adventure game back in the past, but it's kind of a two worlds type story where there's one where it's kind of like a cyberpunk, weird dystopian future, and the other land is kind of fantasy, and it's got to do with dreams and this person who kind of shifts between the two worlds, and it's just had a really good story. And I don't know, you don't really see that anymore in movies or games.
No, everything sucks. Everything's shit now. What about I've never played it, so I don't know the story, but I've watched Darren play it, and like the repeats in the game was so annoying. But Shamu, would that be a good story, Darren? TV series or movie?
I think it would be. You can definitely do a Shenmue. I think that's something that I can see actually being something that someone will make, and then just totally fucking the whole thing up.
No, I'm looking for the full voodoo.
Yes, just someone looking for.
Like if play a game of Lucky Hit. How about a game of Lucky Hit?
Full episode of them just driving a forklift around.
Yeah.
yeah. Fucking too right. I think that would be a good live action TV series, definitely.
Yeah, definitely that being live action is fine. I think a lot of things live action would be kind of okay. There's just some things that you have to do animation just to get that. Otherwise, it would look just totally cheesy or tacky.
I hate Halo. They finally made a TV show out of that, didn't they?
I think that didn't do too well, though.
Well, that's the point, yeah. Maybe they shouldn't have made it live action.
Maybe they shouldn't have made it. I think the story wasn't that great either. But I think the product, like if you're talking about something like that, it needs to really be a movie. Like I think a TV series, unless you have a big budget, like Amazon budget, it's not going to go well.
With the Halo one, was that live action or was that CGI?
Yeah, live action.
With no CGI.
I know what they should fucking make into a movie. Got us. So we could fucking talk about how shite the game is. It never got completed, and Peter Molyneux just screwed us all over.
Would that not just be essentially like a movie about cryptocurrency then?
No, it literally be town folk who God never does anything for because fucking, Peter Molyneux didn't lift his finger out of his ass.
Oh, that could be quite good. You could make it like in the style of Terry Pratchett, everyone's getting a bit frustrated with fucking gods doing nothing again. Where's our Finnish river? It's not implemented yet.
It's still in fucking early access. Like, I mean, you're talking about what, 8 years now in early access.
Oh no, we've already talked about earlier. Yeah, I mean, it's you're half-assing it if you do early access. Like, fair enough if you needed to raise cash, but you're just half-assing. It's like most games will just never come out of early access.
You raise cash on curiosity. Why does he fucking need this as well, man? You know what I mean? That poor soul who won it got nothing out of it.
Oh, the guy who did win it, in fairness, he didn't even invest much. He just did one or two. Like, he wasn't even interested in it. He just downloaded it that day or something like that and clicked a few blocks and won. And these people are spending 10 grand on it, and it's just like, oh my fucking god.
It's one of the most lowest rated games on Steam. Like I think it's like the third from the bottom. God, this is such a
Really?
bad. Yeah, because
The fucking
it's
pigeon
like
simulators and people wrote.
People like that stuff more, I guess.
We'll be back after this. If you wish to send us a cease and desist, please email us at virtuallyredundant@gmail.com.
This podcast is sponsored by Cease and Desist.
Where a 10 cease and desist is free. So, any plans for the next week, guys?
I'm going to try and learn Figma so I can fake things till I make it.
What's Figma?
It's literally a program about making fake programs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep an eye on. Like, probably won't buy it because I don't have time to play a game. Gonna keep an eye on this new game coming out. Starship Troopers Extermination. It's an FPS in the Starship Troopers universe, co-op, invasion and stuff like that. So
when was the last Starship Troopers movie out?
It was a good question.
2008. Oh my god.
Was that the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen.
Even
the
now
third
it's
one. I've seen one
dated.
and two.
Oh, the second one was rubbish.
Yeah, but this game, it does look half decent now. It is unfortunately like early access, but
did you see there's another game out that's like Starship Troopers, which is an RTS and an FPS? Now, it's the people who made like Arma and DayZ, so probably will be in early access hell for a long time, but it's called Silica.
Silica.
Yeah,
like the little gel packets.
Yeah, no, it's not the greatest name in the world, is it?
How the fuck do you spell silica? Are you talking about, how do you spell that now?
Silica. Silica.
I never
Silicon dioxide. It basically absorbs moisture so your electronics don't get wet.
It's like two factions of humans and one of bugs, and you can either RTS it or you can play in like third person or first person.
Oh wow! So it's kind of actually similar to like natural selection or something like that a bit.
No, you're thinking of, what was that Beast game?
Oh, Savage 2 and
Savage 2. Yeah. That was a bit more RTS and first person.
That was actually cool. Yeah, that was actually a good game. I might like. This looks like a first person, so you can be the aliens, you can be one of the two factions of humans. So it's like a three-way triple threat fight type thing, is it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now apparently both the human factions are the same at the minute because they haven't bothered reskinning or whatever. But yeah, essentially.
What? Are you the bugs and you're shooting guns or something? What is this? What is going on?
No, so the bugs you can run after like little cars and jump on top of them and blow them up, or you can be a massive bug walking towards the base, or else you can be like the humans trying to shoot your tiny little guns at the bugs.
So is the RTS element only the bugs, or is the RTS element also the?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
Wait, like I thought it'd be both. Like it's RTS and FPS at the same time, no?
Yeah, no, I think that the humans can do like RTS as well, so you can like build your base and all that. But then it's on like a big map, like a massive map. So you start off not knowing, a bit like Command and Conquer. You don't know where the other people are at the start, and then you send out scouts and you find out where people are and you build your base up and then you attack each other. But the combat is done kind of not really RTS, I think.
Okay, that's interesting. That's two games to look forward to or to look into.
Would we recommend it? We don't know because we've not played it. But
yeah, nor the Starship Troopers one that's coming out. But it might it's just something to look forward to see. It might be good, might not be good. Might be.
Just for clarification, I don't think we're ever going to play any games that we were looking forward to. Like, we were going to say this every week for the next 30 years.
Might look pretty downloading in our Steam downloads though. So
yeah, exactly.
It's like we're just using it as our cryptocurrency. Where it's like, I've got £10,000 worth of games in my Steam wallet.
Meanwhile, at Valve headquarters, they just keep downloading, but they're not doing anything. What are they doing?
Pretty sure if I buy a game now, my bank will ring me up and go, like, this is an unusual transaction. What is going on? And I'll be like, oh, remember me? I used to spend like €1,000 games every year. Yeah, no, that's gone now.
Yeah, but they used to do like publisher catalog stuff as well back then. So you'd spend like 40 quid and you'd be like, oh, I've got these 100 random games I'm never going to play. Like you have a backlog of stuff that you've probably never played.
Yeah, I've got 620 Steam games.
How many have you ever played?
7.
I think I'm probably. I don't think I'm that bad, but I definitely, again, something similar from the packs back in the day. You know, I have a ton of
Yeah.
stuff which I've never touched.
Same, yeah. Like especially when the original Humble Bundles or those websites that you used to buy, like here's €20 and you get like 20 random games, and it always says like, oh, you could get one of the random games. You could get like, it could be GTA 5. It's like a lottery, but you never got it. It was always like 5 copies of some 2D worm game or something, and like, what the fuck is this?
So the next podcast will be hosted by Daniel. Any hints on what we're going to talk about?
Man, don't even know what I was talking about yesterday.
I mean, you keep saying that. You say this is
I know
like
it's the third time.
you said it.
It's the third time. I know. Right? It's just my catchphrase. I was thinking about doing the catchphrase. I can't even remember what I was talking about yesterday. But now what are we going to talk about? I fucking don't know.
Well, and I'm sure our one listener is going to be enthused by
Hey, if you're
your.
listening, just we'll start. I don't know, man. I might try to play a game and review it in the next one, and maybe no. Probably
Oh my god!
I played this game called Solitaire. It's very good.
I most likely like I downloaded it, didn't play it. Shit, deleted
You should totally just download the game, then give it 1 out of 10, and just delete it. Then 0 hours
Ask for
played.
a refund, please.
Played 900 hours. It's okay.
I think my most played game is EVE Online. It's like 1,000 hours because I went AFK so much in the game.
Oh yeah, you blew up my ship so many times.
I did. I apologize.
And I say my ship as in no, Daniel wasn't good at the game and he just destroyed my ships. No, I funded Daniel's ships and he blew up my ship. They were my money, my ships.
Add it to the tab, man. Add it to the tab.
Do 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 do.